and learn about Bardstown and how we became the bourbon capital of the world there. And of course, our main street. I mean, the most beautiful small town in America. Walk down our main street, all locally owned businesses. You're not going to have your chain restaurants or shops. It's all locally owned, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful town.
And plenty of places where you can grab a bourbon or two.
You can grab bourbon. We have some bourbon bars down there. We have the Talbot Tavern, the oldest bourbon bar in the world. Jesse James was a frequent visitor there. Shot a hole in the wall, drank too much bourbon.
It happens.
I mean, he thought birds were flying at him. It was just a mural, but those bullet holes still stand there, and also his gun is on display there. Also, super cool place.
Just down the street, I just found like a new place where not only can you buy super unique collections of bourbon from commercially what you see every day to very unique brands, but then sit at the bar, have a drink. That's kind of common here, is just to kind of sit, relax, and
just take it all in.
Take it all in.
You can do a lot of samplings. Evergreen Liquors downtown. As just an example, walk in, you can sit at their bar and just pick some pours, or hit up Leo Mash, the cocktail emporium, and have a super exclusive cocktail that they make up. There's just so many different things in our downtown. We now have Chicken Cock Distillery, who has a tasting room, amazing cocktails. So there's just so many things. You'll definitely have a good time.
Chicken Cock is located right across from the Talbot Tavern. Wonderful location, right in the town square. Are they kind of new to the city, and kind of the name really grabs your attention, right?
Yes.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
The name grabs your attention. Like, what have they offered the whole scene, and what tourists are really loving about visiting there?
It's just beautiful. But you can come that day, spend the day, have some bourbon tastings. There will be a kids zone from 12 to 4 also. We've added a cigar lounge downtown, so if you're a cigar lover, smoke a cigar, have some bourbon, and then after 4 o'clock we'll start the part of the street concert. So always a huge draw for not only our locals but also our tourists coming in.
You mentioned just grab a glass of bourbon, grab that to-go cup, and walk around and enjoy downtown Bardstown. Literally, you can do that. How can you do that here?
You can. So part of the entertainment district that the Bardstown Main Street program and the Bourbon Capital Alliance that kicked off last year during National Bourbon Week. So if you go into a restaurant, or it'll be marked on the door which ones offer that, but almost all of our downtown businesses do. They will pour it in a cup for you, and you can walk around and just have a really good time.
You guys really, you're a lot like Mardi Gras in a way, right?
Yeah.
The Bourbon Street, you're the original Bourbon Street.
I think so. I think that's what we should go with.
You're the OG Bourbon Street.
Yeah, I like the OG.
How do you break it down and make bourbon approachable?
Well, we want to take the guesswork out of bourbon, and it doesn't need to be a scary drink or anything. Bourbon is infinitely approachable, and so when you talk about nosing and tasting, we do teach that in the Bourbon Capital Academy. You always start by nosing your glass, mouth open, kind of breathing in through, getting all of that vapor on your tongue. And then you take one sip, kind of swish that around. We call that the Kentucky Chew. I believe that term was popularized by Booker No of James B. Beam Distilling Company. And then you swallow that, and then you go back for your second sip, which is really, it's going to take that second sip, a little bit of the heat will be off from that first one, and you really can taste more of those flavors, that oak, that vanilla, that caramel, that makes bourbon the best drink in the absolute world.